So what are some pieces of advice that you received from people when you were starting out, and some advice you'd want to share with newcomers to the speaking industry?
I was fortunate enough early on, while I was still in radio, to have been a part of a committee that brought Mark Victor Hansen to my hometown. Mark is the author, co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Many of
Mhm.
you may know him. He and Jack Canfield partnered on dozens, maybe even hundreds of books, and they're one of the most prolific authors on the planet today. And I was the one who was designated to go up to O'Hare Airport to pick him up in the limo. And so I had the sign, with Mark Victor Hansen on it and the whole thing as you're waiting for them, which was pretty cool. So I escorted him to the limo, and then we both got to ride in the limo on the way back. Well, it was an enormous traffic jam that day. And it was the very best traffic jam I've ever been in because it was 2 hours one-on-one with the man himself.
Wow.
And so I was able to really pick his brain a little bit because I was stuck. I felt like I was walking in peanut butter at the radio station. I'd kind of been mired in mediocrity, didn't know exactly what direction to go. And Mark had given me so much great advice in that 2 hour ride, one of which was speak for free until you no longer have to speak for free.
Mhm.
And it's those people who say, well, where do I start? Well, start at your Rotary Club. Kiwanis, Lions, Elks, Moose, Masons, all of them need somebody to be able to speak to them almost on a weekly basis. And most of the time, it's not-for-profits who are speaking there that all want some money. So it'd be really nice to have somebody there that isn't asking for money to go and speak there. Not that that's a bad thing, because certainly there are many, many very worthy not-for-profits, but that's a great place in which to start. And so I took that literally because what he meant was allow those free talks to hone your craft so that you could be more valuable to those who would pay you to speak.
Mhm.
He also told me to write down my goals, which I had never done up until that point. He asked me, well, where are your goals? He said, well, what do you want to do beyond radio? And I shared with him all those things that we talked about earlier. And he said, well, have you got them all written down? I said, well, no, they're all right here in my head. No, 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 you've got to write them down. And he strongly encouraged me to write down 101 written goals.
Wow.
And Mark claims that that is the spiritual number of completion, 101. All of the Chicken Soup books have 101 stories in it.
Hmm.
I've read the Bible. I have no idea where 101 came from. I don't see any spiritual number with completion in there, 101, but that's what he says. And I took him at face value. And so it was around the New Year's time. I happened to, that first year, I said, okay, Mark, you're on. I'm going to do this. So I took the half a bottle of wine that we didn't drink for New Year's Eve, and I sat in a big chair. And for a few hours, it took me to write out those 101 goals. And to this date, I'm at about the mid-80s in the number that I've been able to achieve. One of which is to become a published author, which I've been very fortunate to now be twice. And I would tell you the power of writing something down as a goal is not insignificant. It actually programs your brain to look for opportunities for those things to come true that you would not have seen had you not written that down. I thought it was kind of fluff at the beginning, but I'm proof positive that it actually works.